Alright, welcome back to Grand Tactician the Civil War. This is episode 4 of the Union 1861 campaign. It had hit a little bit of a dull spot, I thought. At the end of the previous video, I thought it was just going to be some fort building and some moving. But actually things developed fairly quickly a few minutes later. Yeah, there was a little bit of fort building around Lynchburg. But this is actually McClellan's force, which I thought was stuck. It seemed like it had been non-responsive for days, even though it said it was marching. But it finally got up. I think it might have been a weather issue or something like that. But here we are now, and he's ended up engaging one of the forces. Well, there are now 3 CSA entry points here. You can see on the kind of northeast and the east sides of the map. For his part, McClellan is down here. I think it makes sense to just move that whole army over the Shepherdston Pike. I'm going to pause it here. I'm going to get the army set up. We're going to move them out, and we're going to see if we can engage and get a quick win here. Alright, so we are in. We've sent the skirmishers out. I successfully detached the cavalry. I didn't need to turn initiative off, and so I left it on. You just have to wait. And what happened is, so let's see if I show you. You see that wood is now on detach. But what happened is I clicked it, it went red. The order was coming from McClellan. Then it went back to the kind of unshaded in color. You can see the bottom left and that 6 option tooltip that pops up. And so I thought the order had been lost, but McClellan was still transmitting the order. And then a little bit longer, and then the detached thing turned red, or kind of shaded in copper, whatever you want to call it. And so I think I was just being impatient when I tried this in the past. I still haven't tried to detach skirmishers from the main cav unit. You know, it is what it is. But that was that. We're going to move McClellan's force. I believe the main force, I think I moved him up here to around the Roulette Lane or Sunken Road. And we just sent skirmishers out. Some over here, others over here, just to find out where it is. It's kind of annoying when you're just looking for one regiment. But that does happen, and it's still an opportunity to showcase the battle maps, which again, okay, so we found them. They're in a fairly convenient position for many, though not all, but it looks like we should be able to get skirmishers on that force and maybe get them routed rather than having to wait for the entire force to show up. And so, yeah, Wood's not in a terrible position. That's Pry Ford. If you watch any of the War of Rights videos I post, it's Pry Ford is one of the maps on there. As CSA, it's one of the ones we look forward to the least. But here it is on the map. Alright, that shameless plug aside, we're about to get into battle, and this one definitely going to jinx this, but this one definitely should go quickly. I mean, we have a single force out in the field about to be surrounded by skirmishers and dismounted cavalry. So I'll get in here as low as I can. This is pretty low. This is pretty close up. The detail on the buildings, I mean, I understand the complaints about the almost 2D, maybe they are 2D sprites. You know, it doesn't look like X video game, or, well, it's not. But the detail on these buildings, I think, is impressive. Again, that's coming from someone who is proven to have no taste, aesthetic taste whatsoever. But to my eye, I like it. The trees look great. The hills look great. The water looks okay. I don't know. There's a lot to this map. I'm going to get away from the action just to look at the mill here. It looks okay. I don't know. You know, there's certainly more that they could do, but I think it looks pretty good the way it is. All right, keep plugging away. I know it's, you know, who cares what I wish, but it seems like there are a lot of buildings on the map that you can't garrison, that you probably should be able to garrison. And I know I've made this point now in other videos. 'Cause I remember I was reminiscing about the Gettysburg one, and there were a number of buildings you could garrison, but a number you couldn't. And I didn't really understand why there were so many buildings that you couldn't at least partially garrison, even if you can't get everyone inside. Now, what happened to our cav unit? Now, Wood, you were doing well. Oh, you're waiting for your order. I guess that is my downside to cavalry. Is that whoa, whoa, whoa! You need to be shooting, not turning your flank. It's just something with skirmishers. I don't know. They haven't taken any casualties. I was also noticing that McClellan's army in general just seems to build up experience points marching. They were almost up to their second perk, having done well. They did fight a previous small battle, and here they're fighting another small battle, but these were not huge engagements. What are we doing here, Davidson? Let's get you over here. I think, is that the last of my skirmishers? I think it might be. Okay. Then we'll just watch it play out. Ah, now you're doing it. You do so much right. What are you doing? Now, I don't know why these guys are idle. I guess nobody's quite, or the Virginia Brigade's not quite in their line of sight. So that's not really where I want to move them. That's more where I want to move them. Okay, that's good. That's better. How they doing? They got a break. I mean, if the tables were turned, I think they would have broken if I were commanding them. But all right. So this detachment here. Okay, good. So we got out of that one. Yeah, we got out of that one with almost no casualties. I think that's what I'd hoped for in that previous map where we took, I don't know, 50 or something like that. But a win's a win. And I know I kind of poo-pooed the 350 on the previous one too, but you know, that's out of what I think is actually an army of probably close to 35,000. And so, having lost 350 in the last two battles, it's about 2% of their forces, and that's just the casualties. So with that in mind, the loss of a 0.5% morale on their side makes more sense. Glorious victory at Winchester. I don't know Colonel Smith. We captured 49, killed 42. Okay. But yeah, so McClellan is now up to his second perk. And we already got him Bushwhackers, which I like. Embedded Reporters. I don't want McClellan to get any more praise than he's going to have. Expert Scouts. Enemy fortifications on waterways. That's not terrible. I want to see what this does. I've not yet been able to figure out how to get engineers. Construction. I don't I don't know if it's something I can recruit. Okay, sure. Because we have infantry, cavalry, artillery, and horse artillery. I don't see any option to choose anything else. And under infantry, oh, I guess we do have different uniforms. On CSA, I think there were only 2 types, so I haven't tried these other ones, but it doesn't matter. I wonder if choosing that engineer thing will actually allow some engineering to take place. Alright, McClellan, you've done something. We need to march you through Winchester, though, so we can put a fort down. Patterson is plugging away. He's almost to his destination. Now, the CSA did not take Grafton. And so by my count, when the Department of Pennsylvania gets to Charleston, they should be good to go. That should be good to get West Virginia to secede. I want to go build a fort at Petersburg. And maybe more than one. But that's what I want to do. And after that, I'm not too sure, because at that point, much of southern Virginia will be in our hands, at least along the coast. Some of the interior is going to be out of our hands, but that's just the way that goes. It would seem like the logical choice would just be to push to North Carolina. I mean, if McClellan is going to chase these 2 beat-up armies around, fine, but I don't think we need to hold too many other forces back to do that. Out west, we gotta be getting close to the engagement. These 2 armies are close. Where did the Missouri Home Guard go? Oh, they're here. Okay, so that's not the force I was looking at. Yeah, I don't know the size of the Western Army. That is a real army. 12,000 men, 14 guns. Yeah, we have numbers on them at the... Actually, we just barely do. I think we actually have 13,000 ready to fight, and we have 46 guns. But that'll be a real battle. If the Missouri State Guard follows us into that battle, it could be very interesting, to say the least. Have we gotten our benefit? I don't know what this is about. What do you mean we haven't won 3 consecutive land battles? We absolutely have. I think the first one was the naval one, but the last 4 have been land battles. I'm not sure why they're not registering. Again, I'm not sure why that's still stuck on no, but oh well. Okay, so McClellan is about at his destination, so I'm gonna build a fort here. You all know that Winchester was during the actual Civil War. I'm not sure what this is here. Confederate defense. We capture forts. Okay. I don't know how or where, but sure. But Winchester was the town that traded hands more times than any other. Do I have to get rid of you first? Alright. I just don't see a spot for a fort here. Huh. Well, maybe that won't happen then. I wonder if that was out west they're talking about? Forts? No idea. Okay. We're about to be back in Petersburg, which is good. I think they just gotta get off their carts there. I also think West Virginia formed right. so that's good. I think that'll also mean that anything that I didn't quite capture should eventually revert to Union control. I don't know if that's true. How big is the Army of the Shenandoah? Is still small. Of course, historically, West Virginia's existence is of dubious legality, because the Constitution forbids the division, taking away land of any established state without the agreement of their regularly constituted state legislatures. And the group that voted, quote-unquote, to form West Virginia was not part of the regularly constituted state legislature of Virginia, where that vote never would have passed. Well, it would be hard to imagine ever passing. But there was a quality of might makes right, and now that it's done, okay, good. So we can get a fort there. But it's something we never really gets talked about, probably because, you know, it's old news and who cares. But it's one of the many interesting tidbits of history. You'll learn that the theory and practice frequently diverge. Alright, Army of Northeastern Virginia, can we get a fort going? Come on, this looks like fantastic fort building land. It's not great. I would take it. Ooh, that's kind of nice, because I think that blocks 2 routes. Alright, fine. I don't know how wise it is to build a fort in a forest. I'm guessing not, but, you know. The Union's getting the quality leadership they're paying for, and they ain't paying me anything, so. Okie dokie. Is it battle time? Well, first of all, I might need this. And let's do it. Alright, boys, this might be the big one. Certainly hope so. Okay. 11,000 men and 13 guns, so I'd say on infantry we're probably even. On artillery, I think we have a 3 or 4 to 1 advantage. So let's get this map down. We got a pretty big deployment area here. Map of the Battle of Fort Smith. I don't know what actual battle this is, if this is one of the smaller ones that I haven't fought yet. I fought most of them, but obviously not all of them. So I would probably move my forces up. It looks like the CSA forces are down in the southwest. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is the artillery advantage. I can't imagine is going to matter that much. The only thing I can think of is if I race and I capture enough of these victory points, it's going to put me ahead. You can see it's kind of leaning in my direction already, and that might force them to attack. I mean, if they take these two, not a huge deal for me. But I'm going to get the forces set up, try to capture most of those central victory points, and see if that's enough to get us what would be our biggest win in probably our closest match so far. Alright folks, so we are set up, ready to go. For those of you who were watching and paying closer attention than I was, you would have known that there actually isn't any artillery for us, because those 2 artillery battalions have not arrived yet. I did not know that. Well, I knew it, but I guess I forgot it going into the battle. I was a little bummed because I was like, man, this is a forest-heavy map. You know, there's not going to be a whole lot of great shooting from my artillery. And I got here and I was like, well, first of all, where is it? And then I remembered. And now I don't feel so bummed about the map. So the general plan is I detach the cavalry. I'm going to send the cavalry under Fightin' Joe Hooker is, once it gets its act together, its general idea is to come over here to go up to the 12 Corners Church. I'm going to send them then down to the what is this detour? I don't know what this thing is right here. It looks like a crossroads. Yeah, do that, and then maybe send them down here with some skirmishers. I'm sending some skirmishers up here. You can see maybe just ever so slightly that blue on that green map, but I'm going to send the main infantry force up here. The idea would be to sit back on this side of Little Sugar Creek, have my commander relatively far forward. Now, I'm trying to figure out where Hooker believes he should go. He's disrupted for some reason. I don't... Oh, this is their first battle experience, that's right. The unit is cut off. I doubt it. We'll try that again and see if Hooker actually moves. As usual, send the scouts out in advance. Maybe far out in advance in some cases, because I still don't know exactly where the CSA is going to come in, how far forward they're going to deploy. I believe I'm attacking, if that makes any bit of difference. I think they're usually going to follow the roads, though, which seems like this would probably be where the battle would take place, unless they get there before I do and then they leave. That would be a pain, but it's fine. Of course, there is the risk of detaching Hooker this early, right? Because that's a 2,500 man force in what's basically an even infantry fight, and I'm at a slight disadvantage in artillery. I think they said they had 6 guns or something like that. It's not huge. It's probably a horse artillery battalion, but it's still a force that over a long fight would whittle down my soldiers. And if I have 2,500 cavalry who are kind of off collecting victory points, may not have been, they may have had stronger uses elsewhere. But yeah, I think the plan is to look to secure this. I don't think they would march, right, famous last words, I don't think they would march through the forest to get to the road over here. It'd be a great maneuver, because the expected one is for them to push for this pike. And actually, if I want to try to hold this kind of T intersect, well, not a nice looking T, but this three-way intersection, I got to get skirmishers up there to play the waiting game. I'm not sure that makes sense to send Eustace's gang over there, because I really need maximum skirmishers to delay the CSA advance. Alright, Hooker's making time. Harney and the main force are moving up. So Hooker will go there first. That's fine. Honestly, Judah, we could probably use you more here if Hooker's going to get to run around here. Is Is that fine? That looks like it'll capture all those victory points up there. It's already a strong minor victory for us, assuming that we can hold those victory points. We can certainly speed things up a bit until we find them. I don't see anything else that's gone red. Is there anything that's notable up here? Taken. Yeah. So now it's showing a major victory. I think we want to pause. Well, slow things down here a bit. Yeah. Because I'm not seeing them anywhere. And that just seems like a big force to be able to hide. Granted, it's heavily wooded, but that just seems too large, and I can't imagine why they would want to withdraw. I mean, it's basically an even fight and they're defending. I don't get it. And actually, they have 15 guns, which is that's significantly more than I thought. Okay. Little Sugar Creek Road is taken. Good job, Hooker. I want to bring Hooker back now to the main force. He's done his job. I have no idea. Oh, wow. Did they really? They did. That is a heck of a maneuver. Alright, so no, you stop. We gotta get skirmishers over here ASAP. Hooker or Harney, your group needs to now set up at this crossroads. Hooker, you need... Tell me you are not... You're still trying to move. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're gonna do that, aren't you? Well, we'll do what we can. Yeah, I did not see that coming. You heard me say I couldn't imagine them marching through the woods. But I did preface it with famous last words, so I'm okay from the blame game. Are you for real, dude? You're not gonna stop? Oh, finally. Alright, you need to get back here. Actually, you need to get up here. Okay. So, they're turning to meet the skirmisher challenge here. Which is going to give my guys time to get in position. This might be a battle, though, where I kind of have to attack them. Otherwise, they're going to sit back and pepper me with artillery. And that's not something I want. Okay, now they're kind of pulling back. Hooker, appreciate what you did, but what are you doing now, man? Yeah, I kind of want to get quick engagements on these infantry. I really don't want you to even... He's going to be too close to their artillery. But we can send him down around this way. Alright, so Harney's guys are on the road. This is good. Guys, you got to move to a place where you can shoot them. is pretty basic. You guys managed to find the one clearing. Don't be in that. Okay, you're gonna move around there. It's good. Well, they're reporting a major victory. And of course, my temptation is to just take it and be like, alright, we got it, great. Let's not move it 2 times because I don't know how this fight's gonna go. You know, it's easy to get pot shots as skirmishers, but that doesn't mean that you're going to be able to win the sustained engagement. Those guys have... those muskets are great. We'll put these guys up in their flank. Do they just have... both have Springfield muskets, but it looks like Lions dude has much better range. Maybe they're just closer and it's the angle? Well, that's something to be aware of then. Who are we picking on? Yeah, infantry, that's good to pick on. Oh shoot, the artillery is queued up for these guys. So we want to get them out of there. Actually, we should march away from them. So we're not just offering our flank the whole time. You guys need to get deeper into those woods for cover. That's pretty good fire on that unit though. I'll take that. So far so good. Yeah, Judah's guys, that's probably too far, but that's fine. I'm not going to send up Hooker's force because I don't want to get pulled into the woods. Okay. These guys seem to maybe already be sharpshooters, but if these guys live, Eustace's guys live long enough to get the upgrade. Oh my goodness, guys. Like, do something. Can you move backwards? Okay, you can. You guys need to turn around. Where is their artillery? Still up there. That's okay. I think I want them over there. How's the reinforcement train is poking along here? I didn't notice that this was kind of a hill. I might take that for the elevation once the rest of that force gets... Oh, come on guys, you're skirmishers, you gotta skirmish. You gotta walk away when they're that close. Or get away when they're that close. Okay, I want to try the Ace of Spades with these guys. Just because they're in woods, and I mostly just use them for harass. Oh my... Are you serious, dude? Are you serious right now? Well, in fairness, this is all their first combat. And in fairness, I don't think it would matter. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, just look at them. Just shoot at them. They're right there. That's fine, run away. I'll take it. Now I'm thinking about sneaking these guys. I think these guys are about to get blasted by that artillery. Just get out of there. This'll do over here. These two are okay. Oh my goodness, dude. What are you doing? Yeah. Those are some nice shots. Are you actually withdrawing though? You're just playing. If that was directed at them, those were all thankfully misses. No, maybe they're shooting at Eustace's. Yeah, because they just went to from 31 to 41 casualties. It's quite alright. I mean, it's not alright, but can't do anything about it, so might as well say it's alright. I think these guys need to go down here. I'm a little worried about these guys. Fast movement, they are already that. I don't need to be concealed at this point. I like the idea if this works. I don't know that it will because I don't think that they stay in one place too long. But if it did, it'd be great. Make them excellent for holding. Quinby's group still has no casualties, though it doesn't look like it has much experience at all. I'm not sure why that is. I could always put these guys on laying down. See, the problem is they're at stable, which means they're probably going to break pretty soon if I don't pull them back and get them out of the fight for a little while. I think we'll get Hooker's boys maybe back over here. Problem is they need to be at really close range to do anything. They're confident, that's good. I want to try to see if their morale can recover. Judah's being pressed, but Lyons' boys now have good flank shots. That's good. There's always the possibility too that if Hooker's guys get over here and these two brigades come up on their own, we may just come to their flank or rear and try to hit them like that. Lyons' detachment's about to be in range of the infantry pressing forward, so we want to get them out of there. It seems like now that the has artillery support gone away? It looks like it has. It looks like it's turned. Quinby is going to break. Yeah, he's going to break probably before I can execute this order. That regiment that detachment just was not very good. They seem to have trouble getting experience and a bunch of other things. And they broke. Whatever. Yeah, I'm thinking that once Hooker gets in place, some of these others, we may shift Hooker into these guys onto our military right. I don't think it's going to work. I'm going to wait till these guys get further back and then see if I can rally them. Apparently they've made the decision that Eustace's detachment is just not worth it. Or Eustace, I don't know why I added an F to that, but... yeah, let's try to move Hooker's guys up. They don't have great range, but they do have good, I would imagine, very good reload speed. And they have big numbers, so sure, put that in the flank. I'd like this group to actually... I think I need more forces to delay this main body. What I'd like is for these two brigades to get pulled up and just get wiped by the infantry and cavalry that are up here, and then we can turn around and face the rest of their force. I'm starting to think, well, I really only have one. Actually, Judas Detachment's doing fine. They're poking casualties the whole way. They're not taking any casualties. That's perfect. Yeah, the ratios are all, the kill to death ratios are all good. Good. We now have folks, let's say they're stable, which we're going to get them to lay down just to conserve numbers. And if they break, they break. I mean, they've served their purpose. Where is... Okay, so I had a regiment of skirmishers. Is this... That's not them. Where did they go? Was it... No, Judah's alright. I don't know where those guys went. My plan was, once they got back here, was to rally them. And now that ain't gonna happen. I wasn't going to have my commander run out and rally them. While they were running through the enemy troops, but I was going to rally them once they got back to our lines. Alright, so I've put the plan forward. I don't know how the plan's going to... Oh, they just moved artillery up here. I did not... Well, that's good news for my main forces. It's not great news for those skirmishers, but their job is to harass, and that is absolutely what they're doing. And my job should be to preserve them if I can. I think Judah's Detachment is doing work. I do. I mean, Marmaduke's brigade, Lee's brigade, between the two of them, they're reporting 500 casualties. And there's 950 overall. Okay. Did you guys get the... They did get the order. They just don't seem to be acting on it. And I think Marmaduke's brigade looks like it's on the verge of breaking. Yeah. I understand why they withdrew. Good for them. I would have liked to continue fighting that. I didn't know that you could just kind of like pull out once an engagement started and you know you're about to get wrecked. You can just be like, alright, I'm out of here, and zip your army out, but whatever. It's interesting though, the ratio of men lost to morale drop. Because in the others, when they lost 350, they lost about a little under half a point. They lost 3 times that number, and it went up, what, about less than maybe 2/10 of a point. Yeah, Harney, I guess, deserves to be famous for that. Victory at Fort Smith, I don't know. General McCullough loses face. I'm pretty sure McCullough is the CSA general, if I remember. Alright, so that battle had a lot of promise. I don't think it delivered the epic line battle I've been looking for. But the video has gone, I think, as long as I'd like it to go. So I'm going to go ahead. This seems like a good place to stop things. And we'll pick this up in the next episode.